Hey everyone, this is Robert. After exploring basic tools and steps for geolocating photos and videos, we will dig deeper in this second part of the tutorial with some advanced tools and techniques. We will examine how to easily find and use metadata when available to determine an image's precise geographic coordinates. We will see how the unique shape of mountain ridges combined with the 3D view in Google Maps may help spot a location. We will have a quick glimpse at how heat signatures visible from space can be used to fact-check the location of war or environment-related events. Try an experiment. Take a photo with your smartphone, any photo like this one. It's just for a test, and save it on your computer. Then go to Windows Explorer or Finder on a Mac. Right-click on the file or Control-click on a Mac, go to Properties, and the Details tab. If you scroll down a bit, you will find information like the date the photo was taken, whether it was edited or not, the brand name of the camera, and in a GPS section, the latitude and longitude where the photo was taken. All these little pieces of information are called metadata, which means data attached to a file. When you take a photo with your smartphone, you don't just take a picture, you create an image file with metadata. Here, the GPS metadata looks like this. We could try to write those numbers down and enter them in Google Maps, but it would take time and you could easily make mistakes. So, what can we do? First, if the photo is offline, if you received it by email or through WhatsApp, for example, and if you're on Windows, I recommend using freeware like IrfanView. It can be downloaded at this address. After you open the photo with it, click on Image, Information, and EXIF Info. EXIF is a standard for metadata related to images and videos. Now, if you select Show in Google Maps, you will be brought to the precise location where the photo was taken according to the metadata. If the photo is online, there is an even more straightforward way to verify if the image includes metadata, and if so, to display its location on Google Maps in one click. It uses the EXIF Viewer Classic browser extension. If you haven't done it already, go to the Chrome Web Store, search for it, and install it. When this extension is added, you can simply mouse over any image in your browser to see whether it has metadata attached, including its location. In this case, as you can see, it does. The camera brand, the date it was taken, the editing software, and importantly, a clickable red GPS link which brings you in one click to its location in Google Maps. The last thing now is to use Street View to confirm that we have a match. I compare both images and we do have a match. Now a word of caution. Metadata is not a miracle recipe for geolocating images. In fact, search engines and social platforms have systematically erased all metadata from their services for years now, and for obvious reasons of privacy. Any photo on Facebook, Instagram, or other social networks will not include this information. However, if you do a reverse image search on an image on a social platform, you may find that it was initially posted on a website with its GPS coordinates still attached. So, be creative and persistent. Geolocating with metadata is one technique among others. Use other tools and techniques when it doesn't work. When you open a location in Google Maps, you see numbers in the left panel. Those are the latitude and longitude of the location you have searched for. The latitude measures how far a place is from the equator, with 90 positive degrees separating it from the North Pole and 90 negative degrees in the southern hemisphere. The longitude measures how far a place is from the Greenwich reference point just outside London, with 180 positive degrees going east to the other side of the planet and 180 negative degrees going west to meet at the same point. As shown here, those GPS coordinates can be expressed in the sexagesimal format. Sexa refers to the number 60 because this system divides degrees of latitude and longitude into smaller units called minutes and seconds, which represent fractions of a degree. So here we have 34 degrees, 4 minutes, 19.6 seconds north, 118 degrees, 5 minutes, 59.8 seconds west. When you can, I advise you to always use the much simpler decimal format we are more familiar with. When you right-click on any location in Google Maps, like here, this menu pops up and you can copy its decimal coordinates in one click. Now let me briefly introduce two more advanced techniques. Let's say you stumble upon this photo. You want to know where it was taken. You right-click, search with Google Lens. You find two results and click on the first one. The article from an American military website includes several photos and mentions that they were taken during an exercise with Albanian forces in a place called Bize in Albania. Looking closely at this photo, you spot two important details: the helicopter in the background and the mountain ridges. Mountain ridges have distinct, unchanging shapes that are easy to match with the 3D view of maps or satellite images, making them super helpful for figuring out where a photo was taken. So we have three clues: a location in Albania, a helicopter, and mountain ridges. I go to Google Maps, enter Bize, Albania, and activate the satellite view. I make sure that the place is surrounded by mountains, so I activate the 3D view on the right-hand side, and I zoom in, and I tilt the view, and I see that, indeed, there are mountains. After spending some time looking at the details, I find the letter H in a circle, which looks like a helipad. It is just by the side of what could be military barracks. I activate the 3D view. I zoom in and try to position myself at the angle used by the photographer to see whether the mountain ridges match my photo. After a while, I come to this 3D view that seems to be a match for my photo. For advanced users who would need more precise tools to geolocate an image with mountain peaks and crests, there are two better tools. You can download and install the free Google Earth Pro and activate the terrain layer, or even better, use the PeakVisor smartphone app or website. Finally, a little known yet powerful way to geolocate and date events that may involve the emission of heat, such as forest fires, or, for the purpose of this exercise, war. A news article mentions that in the last days of January 2016, 50 people were killed and their village burned down by Boko Haram militants in Nigeria. This village is called Dalori and it is close to Maiduguri. I want to verify whether something like this happened there and confirm a date. First step, I look for a place called Dalori close to Maiduguri in Nigeria. I find it, right-click on it, and copy its coordinates. Then I switch to this global fire map managed by NASA. The firm's website shows every place on Earth where active fires have occurred in the past hours, days, weeks, months, and years. You can go back to the year 2000 with its historical data. You click on the location icon on the left. You select the Find Location tab, you paste your coordinates, hit Enter, zoom in to the village. You want to travel back in time to the last days of January 2016. So you select the date like this. Now you have a time slider at the bottom of the screen. Make sure the time frame is set to 1 day and move it 1 day at a time like this. Now we see on the 31st of January 2016 those 3 red squares on top of our village, confirming that an event producing a lot of heat happened that day. Voila, this concludes the second part of our tutorial on geolocation tools and techniques. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.